We have 4 kinds that we grow: a Haas, a green gold, a Charwool, and a local Kulumanu variety. And technically, avocados are a fruit. They're a single-seeded berry, but they have a lot of healthy fats, a lot of protein, and more potassium per gram than a banana. The avocado trees will be a little happy today with this rain, but they do require, they say, 6 times more water than an orange tree and 4 times more water than a mango tree. So the next area we're coming up to is the mango grove. You'll still see some green mangoes, maybe if you're lucky some orange ones that haven't been harvested yet. Summer is the main time for mangoes. We actually sometimes get a second season in the spring because of our weather. This is the Hayden mango, which is a little less stringy and has a smaller pit. Definitely my favorite type of mango. There's also some white boxes to the right. Those are bee boxes, and as you can imagine, they're very important for pollinating a lot of the crops on the plantation. Ironically, not mango. And speaking of sweet things, on either side of the tram, these tall grasses are sugar cane. On the right-hand side, in between the sugar cane, is some dragon fruit. It looks like they just harvested, so you have some up at the market. It is a red dragon fruit, and it is kind of a combination between a pear and a kiwi. But the tall grasses, like I said, are sugar cane, and if you were here more than a couple of years ago, the entire island was mostly covered in sugar cane. That was a major export from the 1800s till recently. Actually, our international culture here is partly a product of the sugarcane plantations. People came from all around the world to work in the plantation. The facility here started out as a sugar mill. But even before that, the Hawaiians brought sugarcane with them in their canoes. They didn't grow it commercially, but they would use it mostly as windbreaks around their houses, use it to flavor medicine, and then of course they would chew on the stalk to get that sugar burst of energy, but then the fibers they would chew on to clean their teeth like a toothbrush. The Hawaiian word for sugarcane is ko, K-O. And then on either side, we're coming into the macadamia nut grove. Macadamia nuts are native to Australia. And if you look up in the trees, you might see some green ones, maybe some brown ones on the ground. They do kind of what coconuts do. They start out green and they turn a brown color. They will self-harvest, and they have a very thick outer husk. But it actually takes a special machine that can apply 300 pounds of pressure per square inch to crack open that outer husk, but then not damage that soft kernel on the inside, and that's the part that we eat. Probably explains why they cost a little bit more than I prefer, but I think it's all worth it when they're covered in chocolate or toffee. That's my favorite way to eat a macadamia nut. Lots of different varieties, lots of different growers around the island, and you can definitely mix them up and make great gifts to take back home. So there's more papayas on the right. It looks like the birds have gotten most of the ones that have fallen. And then, of course, some lettuce and herbs for the restaurant and for the market on the left. And then finally, we're coming down a palm-lined driveway again. And as you guys already learned, a common characteristic of palm trees is that they have their seeds growing in clusters. So for these Chinese fan palms, you'll see these purple kind of seed clusters at the end. They're not edible. The birds will eat the outer skin. And then there's one last coconut palm on the left. You can kind of do a little comparison. And like I said, you guys learned that the coconut palm is one of the few palms that has edible seeds. That dwarf coconut tree, though, does have larger coconuts. And then on the right, you'll see some big shade trees. These are monkey pod. Monkey pod trees were introduced for shade around the island. Those carvings that we saw at Dale Zarella's are made out of the monkey pod. There's also a the whale top countertop. It's the whale tail countertop at the market is also made out of the monkey pod. Like I said, they were introduced for shade because we do tend to have a little bit more sun here in Maui. So I'll tell you my final tale about Maui. And you can see Haleakala now coming into view off of the left-hand side. So the sun was supposedly just going too fast over the Hawaiian Islands. So Maui's mother did not have enough time in her day to dry her kapa or her bark cloth. So Maui lassoed the sun, broke off a couple of the rays, and now they say the sun goes much slower over the Hawaiian Islands. So you can thank Maui for your nice sun tan. Hopefully not your sunburn, but definitely stay hydrated. Coconut water. You go to the definitely use the free sunscreen. Alright, we're coming to our final stop here up at the market and right past the coffee bar. They do have my new favorite coffee drink with coconut milk and coconut ice cream mixed with the coffee. I have no idea the two went together, but it's delicious. And of course, those apple bananas that we talked about and the sunrise papaya.
Các làng đây là lúc chế nó lúc
All right,
phá
I'll
mà
be coming around for any final questions.
phá
Tips are not required, but graciously accepted. But definitely let me know if you have any questions. It's been a pleasure to take you out this morning. Have a great rest of your day. Aloha and ahui ho, which means until we meet again.
biết cho nó biết ta biết khách chân để chế nó để chế để biết tại nó
It's too much time on one. You don't get everything.
biết ra cá lò nữa biết ra cá lò biết anh chế nó đủ phải một chế nè
Bé chè, bé tôi thay nhà bé chỉ ta chay lúc nào bé tôi giò bé có tân sức mà thôi.
bây giờ chạy luôn nó cho một chế nè luôn là giờ luôn nha lúc là chùa đó lúc là chùa
There's actually jackfruit on the count.
biết
Where?
Really brandy, really fast. The gap. The waterpark.
Bé lỡ mà.
And I sent a picture of you.
làm một thay đua là cho nên
Ló.
thế ta tỏ thay lung kê nữa
Thấy mà nha.
đi lung kê bây giờ mà tôi chỉ đợi chơi cho ba má bạn dần tông liên tông sai nữa cho nên mà cháu thủ rồi là ô tô chỉ có lắm là dùng tôi trong xí tôi này bắt chơi bây giờ thì ta chặn nó luôn chứ bây giờ hôm nay khó chơi xí ta luôn bên để chơi nó nữa chơi nó bên để áo lót chơi nó kia bỏ lót chơi nó bên để kia nó
Are we gonna take our walkie-talkies? No.